Welcome to the Fit, Healthy, and most of all, Happy podcast. I'm your coach and host, Josh, here with
his co-host and co-coach, KG, and I'm in the house.
coming at you with a fire episode. What are we going to be covering today, Kyle?
So today we're talking about 5 honest reasons you're not succeeding on your fitness journey, and we talk about solutions to help you out as well. So within this episode, the goal is to go deeper than you need to be moving more and eating less, or just like you got to sleep more. Like a lot of tips we always talk about, I truly believe can change your trajectory and really help you out. But today it's about having an honest conversation with yourself. And what really sparked this is there's so many people that are trying on their journey, but they're never succeeding. They've been trying for years. They consistently show up or inconsistently show up, and they're just in the same spot, if not worse. And I know this because we talk to a lot of you people. Like, you have the right intentions, but you're just not seeing change. And the first thing that I wanted to talk about today is just the fact is you're doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So like I said, there's a lot of conversations we have, and we'll touch base with some people and we say, hey, how's your progress going? 3 months later, we check in and they say, oh, I'm just not seeing any progress. I'm struggling with this. And they fill in the blank, and then 6 months goes by, 9 months goes by, whatever the time frame is. This could be friends, this could be family, this could be some of you awesome people that we're trying to help. And it's just the same thing over and over again. And one of the greatest quotes I've ever heard is insanity is doing something over and over again, expecting different results. And that's what a lot of people do. So firsthand, like whenever I have something that's not working, I go back to the drawing board. I take my pen and paper out, I sit down with my journal, and I think, what can I change here to make progress? So for example, like let's say you happen to have a meal plan and you can never stick to it. There's an easy solution. Let's cut the meal plan. Let's figure something out that's going to be more sustainable. If you keep skipping the gym, what's the solution here? Maybe we've got to hire a trainer. Maybe we've got to find a gym buddy. Like there's always solutions to each problem. And the main thing I want to talk about is just like, if you're just always struggling and always spinning your wheels and just never seeing change, we've got to do something to make change. And I know it sounds so simple, like it sounds like the easiest tip in the world. But like I said, I've heard hundreds of times over in our years of doing this and talking to some of you people, is that you just keep trying the same thing. You say, hey, this week is a new week. I'm going to start fresh. I'm going to try to eat healthier. And you're always like starting fresh and like always needing to repeat on Monday, get back to it, or a new month or a new year. But it's just like, you got to change it up. Like, I know for a fact that if you were to come into our program, I will save you years of struggling. And that's something I'll talk about after, but that's going to be my first one. It's very deep and it's something I firmly believe in because I'm so tired of people struggling. So that's going to be number one.
Yeah, number two, this one's true to my heart. It's that you always put yourself last. And oftentimes this can be selfless, right? Like how many times have we heard, but I don't have time for myself. I have to take care of my kids, my parents, school comes first, work comes first, whatever it may be. You might be doing so many things for your boss or your employees or for your family. And these are amazing things, but I am a firm believer that there's a reason they tell you on an airplane to put on your own life mask before you put on someone else's. And just the same too, like if someone's drowning and you jump in there and you don't go in with something for them to hold on to, they're going to drown you both. And it's really important that you take the lead in your life, because when you feel your best mentally, when you're your happiest self, when you're your fit self, you're going to actually share that with those around you. You're going to encourage them more. You're going to be a more happy, positive person to be around. You're going to be able to handle the loads and burdens that come at you. It's just really easy, and it is such a societal expectation to put everything to the side and perhaps focus on raising your kids, but it comes at such a cost. And I love talking to amazing members in our coaching community who are just fit parents, and them even saying like making fitness a priority has actually made them a better parent. It's made them more present. It's made them more cheery. It's made them more disciplined. And it's amazing how it actually transcends. And it's just really important that you ask yourself, like, am I doing anything to put myself in a good place? And it shouldn't come at the cost of anything else, but it should just be something you make a priority. And if you're like done at the end of the day, all your energy is into your work, your kids, your house, and you were toast, like get help. Have someone who's going to put you first. And as a coach, that's what I love doing. I love challenging people just like this that are in a tough situation, that have a million things going on, where I can say, hey, listen, we need to get this workout in. I'm counting on you to do it today. And having someone that will give you that push, be there for you and look out for you just like you do your kids, is so instrumental. And it's really amazing seeing this change. And if you've proven you can show up for work, for your family, for your tasks, whatever it may be, you can absolutely show up for yourself. It's just something you need to learn to integrate intelligently into your life, and it doesn't need to come at the cost of anything else.
Yeah, and what's so great, like even we made an Instagram post on Josh the other day. It was him just with his young ones, one of them flexing, the other one just eating Chipotle. And it was just like a lot of what you can do is just like be a great example. Like even when it comes to raising kids, like I think, and never giving parenting tips or anything, but I just think like from being a healthier and better person, like just setting the example, like, by leading by example, you can just set the expectation. Like you can, people learn from you just from like what they see you do, like whether it's kids, whether it's like your friends, whether it's family members, it doesn't have to be just like, all or nothing where it's like, you get what I'm saying there. So I just wanted to mention that. But this next one is probably one of the hardest for some people to hear. If anything like sticks to you or like really, kind of hits you a little bit harder, like it might be something that resonates with you a little bit more. And this one, it's hard, but it's that you don't want it bad enough. So there's a lot of people who say they want it, but their actions never line up with what they say. And they like the thought of trying something and saying that they're doing it. And I know this because I've seen it hundreds of times over. People like to talk about it. They like the thought of starting and trying to do it at some point. They just like that thought. And the truth is that there's so many people out there that just will consistently put it off and they just like don't actually care. And like I truly believe like I'm the greatest fitness coach out there. I can 100% change anybody's life who's willing to show up. But if there's someone in front of me that doesn't really actually care and they won't change their habits, they won't really listen, or they just won't follow through with anything, it's really hard to be able to help that person. And even when you come into our coaching program, you have to have a certain level of, care to make that change. Like if you're a 2 out of 10 ready to sign up and to invest in yourself, I can't really help you. If you're a 7, you're an 8, anything above that, and you're like ready to make that change, 100% you follow the plan, your life will absolutely be changed. But the truth is I've seen people who they're just not ready at a certain time, right? If you're just like going through a lot in your life and you just can't really prioritize or you're not focused and, whatever it is, there may be a time later on where like 3 months down the road, and I've seen this happen a lot. They're like, there's people that we message and they're just not all in and they just can't, prioritize it and they don't care enough and it's like not their priority. But then there's a certain point in their life where they're like, all right, I'm all in and I'm ready to do this. And they have the most meaningful change in their entire life. But I think the main takeaway from this is being honest with yourself. If you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, this isn't a priority right now, and just not lie to yourself, like the main difference here is to not sugarcoat it. Like, because you're going to just keep struggling years and years down the road. Just like, I want to be in shape. I want to try to do this. I want to. But if you're not actually serious about it, it's just going to make it that much harder. I'd rather someone say, hey, this isn't a priority. I'm going to do what I can right now. But then at this point, I'm going to go all in. I'd rather that than the person who's just always lying to themselves and they just never actually care. And you can tell when someone cares. Like if I were to have a conversation and someone the next day makes change and they set their alarm and they get up and they try to eat a little bit healthier, like it doesn't have to be perfect, but if you start to make better choices, you show some level of care. And then there's a lot of people who just, it's like, you can see from that conversation. And this is the fitness coach in me, like, because I see a lot of friends, I see family, and I see people who are always struggling. I'm like, you don't actually want to change. Like the second that you fully want to change, I'll be able to tell 100% from your actions, from the way that you talk, from the level of care you have to yourself. Like I can see when you want to change. So that's the big thing here. My biggest tip and solution within this is to find that deep why. Like if you think of your grandchildren in the future, your kids in the future, your whatever the case is, like, and you can get deep within your goals, it'll make you want to take action and it'll make you want to make that actual change. But if you're just like, oh, I don't really care, like it doesn't matter to me, you're never going to see change. So that's going to be number 3 for today.
Next is not having a plan and just winging it. So week to week, just when you get to the gym, picking some machines you like nutritionally, just trying to eat more protein, trying to buy healthier things. Like it's not going to get you there. It's like trying to build something without instructions. It's very confusing. You might make a few wrong turns. You might build things wrong and have to backtrack. So having a plan is everything. And there's that saying, right? Fail to plan to fail. And I believe in that wholeheartedly because it's just so easy to just whimsically want to do things, and the thought of it is nice, but it isn't realistic. And the more you plan, the easier it is. So for instance, with being on a road trip the last 2 days, I needed to plan. I needed to make sure I set aside some protein snacks so I had those ready to go. I would look well in advance to make sure there was a healthy place for me to stop for food, instead of just saying, oh, I'll read the signs and hope something comes up. It's just not realistic. And I'll pre-log my food. I'll schedule out my days I can go to the gym. I'll have a workout routine I can follow. Doing all these things actually makes my life that much easier, and it holds me accountable to what I'm doing. Whereas if you're just whimsically, like I said, doing things and just trying to magically get better, maybe you're going to get hurt. Maybe you're not going to see any progress. You're going to get demotivated. You're going to end up overeating significantly some days. So it's really essential you have a proper plan.
Yeah, and with that, honestly, I really think that you'd absolutely benefit from joining our coaching program. So I just want to really quickly say, first link down below, there's no strings attached. Head to our website. You can see what we're all about and make sure to fill out an application. It should only take you 2 to 4 minutes, depending on how in depth you put your information, but we'll reach out to you as soon as you do that. Make sure that you're the right fit. Make sure that your desire to change and see change is high enough for us to be able to help you make that change. And we'll get back to you as soon as possible with some guaranteed results. And we're confident enough to be able to guarantee results because we know that when you have the right level of effort and that desire to change, and we give you the game plan, we can guarantee your results or your money back. So there's literally no risk involved. First link, fill that out. I promise you this will be the greatest thing you ever do on your fitness journey. And the last and one of the most important things is just that the people around you either aren't supporting you or they're sabotaging you. So this is something a lot of people don't realize, but it's all about the circle. The people that you hang out with consistently will dictate some of the things that you do, could dictate your nutrition, whether you hit the gym or not. Even a lot of times, you'll get negative feedback from some people if they're not on the same journey as you. And I want to really quickly read this quote that I had here. It's, people often feel insecure about their appearances and choices. They feel guilt and shame for their own perceived lack of effort with healthy nutrition and physical activity. When someone around them starts dieting and exercising, it can trigger these feelings. It's human nature to want to make these unpleasant feelings go away. This means making the shame trigger stop by running interference. And so some people may have experienced this or not, but the main point is that when you have people on your side, by you, encouraging you, holding you true to your goals that are on the same journey, it doesn't even have to be to the same level. Like, as long as it's something supportive, it makes such a big difference. And a lot of people don't realize one of the biggest reasons they're constantly failing is just because of the people around them. The drinking buddies, the vacation buddies, everyone around that's just not focused at all. And so the main thing I wanted to even mention past that is you can 100% find a circle. Like on Monday, if you listen to our Monday episode, we talked so much about how to find those fit people and have them, be on the same journey as you, right? Go out to different clubs. And when I say clubs, if you first thought of a partying club, that's the wrong thing, right? Thinking of running club, volleyball club, lifting club, just finding different people who can support you and you're on the same journey as you. And obviously by joining us within our coaching program, you not only have your one-on-one coach, which is us, helping you by your side at every single point, but you also have an amazing community who's willing to support you, give you recipes, give you tips, and just support you on your journey. So that's all I have for today. Like I said, first link down below. I promise you, you will not regret applying for our coaching program. We just want to say thank you so much for spending time with us today. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it to your story. It would mean the world. And that's how people find us on our podcast. So we'll see you in the next one. Peace and love always.